everyone. Welcome to Shiny's American Headway Red. It is our 8th lesson already. And today we're going to learn about past simple. Past simple, 과거형에 대해서 배울 건데요. Okay, before we do that, okay, do you remember what we learned last time? Can you remember? 자, 여러분 기억하실 수 있겠어요? We learned about can, can't, and couldn't, could, right? Okay, that was pretty simple, so I'm not going to go in details, but okay, today the title is, okay, take a look at the book. Then and now. 그때와 지금. Sometimes actually in English we say like now and then, actually even more often than then and now. Now and then and now. Pretty much the same thing. Okay. Now refers to present, right? 지금, 현재를 나타내는 거고. And then refers to the past. 과거를 나타내는 거죠. And you already know how to make a present. Present, 현재는 어떻게 만드는지 you already know that. But what about the past? So we're going to learn how to make the sentence into past tense. Shiny, how can I do that? It's pretty easy. But let's first listen to what this 할머니, 마티 할머니 says about her past life. Okay, let's listen.
I worked all day, from morning till night. 12 hours in the cotton fields, and I only earned $4 a day. I sure hated that job, but I loved the poems in my head. I really wanted to learn to read and write. When I was 16, I married Hubert, and soon there were 6 children, 5 sons, and then a daughter, Lily. Hubert died just before she was born. That was 65 years ago, so I looked after my family alone. There was no time for learning, but my children, they all learned to read and write. That was important to me. And when did I learn to read and write? I didn't learn till I was 86. And now I have 3 books of poems.
이 할매가 어렸을 때 말이지, Yeah, this is pretty much the same version that we hear from our grandmothers like this, right? Our grandmothers always like, 내가 어렸을 땐 보리밥만 먹었어. Something like this, right? Okay. So, you know, she is talking about her past. How she lived when she was young. So like this, like, you know, past simple, 그냥 과거, 단순 과거라고 하는데, this past simple expresses past action that is already finished. 그 단순 과거라는 것은요, 이렇게 과거에 일어나서 이미 끝난 일을 얘기할 때 사용하는 거예요. So let's take a look at what she said, what Mati says. Okay, she said, I worked all day. I worked all day, and then like just moves on, and I only earned $4 a day. 하루 종일 일했고 하루에 얼마? 4달러 벌었고. Yes. And she says, I sure hated that job. 그 직업 정말 싫었지. Hated. But I loved the poems. 시는 정말 사랑했어. I really wanted, 빨리 하면 wanted, to learn to read and write. When I was 16, I married Hubbard. I married. And just moves down a little. Okay. Hubbard died just before she was born. Died. And then, so I looked after. Look after, 보살피다, 돌보다. You learned this at school, right? Okay. I looked after my family alone. 가족들을 혼자서 돌봐야만 했고. and they all learned to read and write. They all learned to read and write. And then, yeah, that's pretty much about all the blanks. Okay, so like all the blanks requires this past tense. 다 과거형을 요구를 했던 그런 blank들이었는데요. Okay. Actually, there are basically, I can say like 4 rules to make past tense. The first one, it goes like this. Usually, actually, maybe like 70% of all the verbs, you can like just put like ed. Like here, maybe like the first one, the first blank, I worked, right? Like ed plus ed, right? So is that I worked. Yes, all you have to do is just add this ed after the verb. This is the first rule. And second one, if the verb ends with e already, if there is e already, then all you have to do is just put d. Of course, you don't have to write e again. So maybe, yes, love. Okay, just d. Love. Because of this e, you put d. So this is worked, worked, loved, loved. Good. Then what about the third one? Actually, not many people know this. Not many people. Okay. If the verb has only one syllable. syllable이라고 하는 것은 음절이에요. 한 번 소리가 딱 하고 나는 거. If that verb has only one syllable and one vowel, then you have to write consonant one more time. Oh, Shiny, I don't understand you at all. Okay, let me take an example, okay? For example, like stop. What about stop? Okay. One more consonant. Okay, for example, like stop. See, stop. There is only one vowel, and stop, one syllable. So you have to put this one consonant one more time. 자음이에요. consonant 하면 consonant 한 번 더 써줘야 돼요. So stopped. Okay, this is the key. This P. What about plan? Okay, plan. Plan. Okay, plan. One syllable and one vowel. So you have to put this consonant one more time. So it should be planned. Okay, let's say planned. Stopped. Good. The last rule is this. Okay, if the verb finishes with y, ends with y, then you have to change y into what? That's right, I, and then add ed. You know, like y, change I, and then plus ed. So it becomes like here, the Mati says like she married, right? Married. May, R. Originally it was like this, but you don't want this y. So erase it out. And instead of that y, you put I and then ed. So married. Married. Good job. Good job. So can you remember all these 4 rules? Okay. First, just ed. And then d. And then just like you have to put one more consonant here. Okay. And then IED. Okay, good. So, okay, let's then see all those like blanks, right? Okay, first blank is worked. That is which rule? The first rule, right? Earned, likewise, the first rule. And hated. Hate ends with E. So, all you have to do is just put D at the end. And like I said, married, marry, it ends with Y, so you changed it into I and added ED. good job. Okay, then let's take a look at the grammar spot. Okay, number 1, it says, find a question and a negative in the last part of the text about Marty. Okay, 자, 여러분 마지막 문장을 보세요. 거기서 의문문과 부정문을 찾으라는 거예요. Okay, let's find out. Where is it? Okay, I already found it. Did you find it? Okay, good. She says, and when did I learn to read and write? Question mark. This is a question. And she says, I didn't learn until I was 86. Yes, that is the part that she's mentioning this question and negative. 자, then how can we make a sentence into a question or a negative when it is past simple? 문장이 전체적으로 이렇게 과거형일 때 어떻게 어떻게 의문문과 부정문을 만들지? We're going to take a look at it. This is actually very, very important, but you already learned how to make a question and negative when the subject is third person singular. 주어가 3인칭 단수일 때 의문문과 부정문 만드는 거 you already learned it, so it won't be that difficult because you already know the basic rule. Okay. It says, okay, take a look at number 2. Okay, look at these questions. Where does she live now? Okay, this is present. 이건 현재죠. Where does. That's why it is saying does. But, okay, take a look at the next sentence. Where did she live in 1950? That's past. 과거예요. So it says what? Did you notice this difference? Big difference? One says does, the other says did. So this is pretty much the key of making this question when it is like a past tense. 과거형일 때 의문문 만드는 키가 바로 yes, did. This did. Where did she live in 1950? Okay, so please read this part. Did is the past of do or does. We use did to form a question in the past simple. For example, I have a question. 여러분 오늘 아침에 몇 시에 일어났어요? This morning, that is already past. 오늘 아침이지만 어쨌든 일어났어요. So it's past. 과거예요. So I'm going to ask you, when did you get up this morning? Okay, let's practice. When did you get up this morning? One more time. When did you get up this morning? Let me think. I woke up maybe 10 a.m. Oh, good for you. You slept until 10. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we learned this question. Then what about a negative? 그러면 부정문은요? Okay, number 3 deals with that. 3번이 그걸 다루고 있어요. Okay, we use didn't. Didn't. So easy, right? Because we already learned the subject third person singular, then we say doesn't. But in this case, since it is the past, we put didn't. So logical, isn't it? 아주 논리적이에요, 생각해보면. I think so. As far as I know, it is very logical. Okay, didn't. So, let's take a look at this example. She didn't learn to read until she was 86. She didn't. All we have to do is just put not after did. She didn't learn. Okay, pretty basic, right? 그러면, for example, Shiny, you know what? 오늘 나 머리 안 감았어요. Ooh, that sounds not so good, but Shiny, I didn't 머리 감다. It's another good expression. Shampoo. We say shampoo my hair today. I didn't shampoo my hair today. Okay, didn't. Did you catch that part? Okay, please remember that. And we'll move on to question number 5. Complete the questions about Mati. But there are actually 8 questions, but we're not going to go over all those 8. But we'll choose, let's say, 4 questions maybe. Okay. Number 1, it's already there. The answers are already there, but we'll still focus on that one. And number 2, and 6, and 8. Okay, number 1. When did she start to work? When did she start to work? 그녀가 언제 일을 하기 시작했나요? So the answer is when she was 8 years old. 그녀가 8살 때. So did you catch that part? When did. Oh, Shiny, I have a question at this point. Oh, what is it? 뭔데요? 그 질문 뭔데? Shiny, this is a past, right? 이거 과거형인데요. Then, shouldn't we use started? started 과거형인 started 써야 되는 거 아니에요? Oh, very good question. Very good. But, there is already did in front of this, a sentence. So, did already kind of involves that part, sort of. It contains a past meaning of the past. 과거의 의미를 이미 did가 함축하고 있어서 so we don't really need to use ed again. ed 다시 써줄 필요 없어요. Just once is enough. 한 번이면 충분해요. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Where blank she blank? I don't know. To answer this, we have to look at the answer. The answer is in the cotton fields. 목화밭에서. Looks like she's asking 어디서 그러면 일했는데, right? So it's still a past tense, so we need did to make a question. Where did she work? Not worked. Where did she work? X. Where did she work? Let's repeat. Where did she work? Where did she work? Oh, we're talking about this our previous jobs. 우리 옛날에 다녔던 회사들에서 얘기하고 있는데, 너 옛날에 어디서 일했니? Where did you work before? We can use this expression a lot. 아주 많이 사용할 수 있는 표현이에요. So why don't we practice? Where did you work before? Maybe some of the interviewers might ask this question. Where did you work before? Good, very good. Okay, what about the next question? Number 6. Who blank, she blank? What is this question talking about? 무슨 말 하는 거야 정말, right? We have to take a look at the answer. Hubert, Hubert, this guy. 이 guy 이름 나왔네요. 너? 그분은 누구와 결혼했나요? Who did she marry? Who did she marry? Okay, let's repeat. Who did she marry? Good, very good. And finally, last one, number 8. When blank she blank to read? I can already guess. 그녀는 언제 그 책을 읽기를 배웠나요? Okay, but just in case, let's take a look at the answer, which says she didn't learn until she was 86. Oh, yes, I was correct. Okay, then when? Okay, past. Did, good job. When did she learn to read? 언제 읽기를 배웠나요? When did she learn to read? Okay, when did she learn to read? Good job. You're such a great student. Okay, this is pretty much about it. And then, okay, at this point, let me point out one of the maybe a biggest mistakes or most frequently observing mistakes, that Korean students make actually. They say, shiny teacher, yesterday night I ate ice cream very late. They pretty much say that. Yesterday night. Oh, like I know that you wanted to say 어젯밤에, right? And they say 어제 is yesterday and 밤 is night. So they say like yesterday night. But is it really correct? 정말 맞게 하는 영어일까요? I wonder. Actually, the English speakers might say last night. Okay, let's repeat. Last night. Last night. Do you know the song like Last Christmas by Wham? I love this song, especially like by this like Christmas time. That song is all over, right? It's like regardless of countries, like even in America, Korea, it doesn't really matter. But that song is all over. Last Christmas. So like it's the same. Like 어젯밤, last night. 그런데 이것이 적용 안 되는 건 있어요. 언제? Morning, afternoon, and evening. 그럴 때는 그냥 해요. 예를 들어, yesterday morning. Yeah, you can find it actually on your book, page 51. Okay, number 2. What did you do? Did you find it? Okay, good. See, it says yesterday morning. 어제 아침에. Yesterday afternoon. 어제 오후에. Yesterday evening. 어제 저녁에. But other than that, you can pretty much say like last night, last year, last week. Okay? Why don't we practice? Last night. Last Monday. Good. Last week. Last month. Last year. You know, this very good. This might look very easy, but the thing is, if you don't practice this, when you're in that situation, 짜잔, you always say, I don't know what to say. Yesterday night. You say that. 여러분 이거 연습 안 하면 정말 when you are talking with this foreigner, maybe you might say, yesterday night. Oh no, please don't make that kind of mistake again. Okay? So, we're going to use this when we answer this question number 3 or asking questions, okay? Here, we have to ask our partner, okay, a certain question using when did you last? blah blah blah. 이 when did you last 이용해서 이제 질문을 해볼 건데요. Okay, the question first, like this example question goes like this. When did you last take a vacation? 당신이 vacation 마지막으로 가본 게 언제입니까? So, when did you take a vacation? Last take a vacation. And it answers like, oh, last August. 작년 8월 달에요. Okay. Where did you go? Did you notice that part again? Where did you go? And like this person answers like to Florida. Florida 갔다 왔어요. And then now it's my turn to ask you a question. Okay, I'm not going to ask all these questions, but I already chose a couple of questions that I want to ask you. Okay, this might be a very personal question, but I'm very excited. Hey, when did you last give someone a kiss? Shiny, what are you asking? Crazy. No, I'm not crazy. This is a very like honest question. 이런 게 진짜 질문이죠. 안 그래요? One more time. When did you last give someone a kiss? Like I can like picture you already. 여러분 모습이 이렇게 상상이 돼 지금. Maybe somebody like oh, maybe this morning actually. Somebody might say actually last year even last year. Okay. Okay, let's repeat this question. This very useful question to ask. When did you last give someone a kiss? Good. Okay, then you answer me. Last week? This morning? 오늘 아침? Last year? Year 2003? Year 2003? Who knows? Good job. Thank you for answering me that. Then another serial question. 다시 이어지는 질문. Okay, then to whom? To whom did you give a kiss? To whom did you give a kiss? Okay, please notice this part did. Okay? Okay, please answer me now. Ah, I gave a kiss to my wife. Good. I gave a kiss to my boyfriend. Good job, good job. Thank you. And our next question. Oh, it sort of like it breaks my heart a little bit, but okay. When did you last lose something? When did you last lose something? 언제 마지막으로 뭐 이렇게 잃어버려 보셨어요? Oh, very kind of heartbreaking sentence, isn't it? Because as for me, actually, I lost my wallet like last month. Let's repeat, because this happens, sometimes, really. I lost my wallet last month. 자, with this facial expression, 자, 안 좋은 표정 지으면서, okay, one more time. I lost my wallet last month. Good, still good. Sad, but still very good. Good job. Okay, our last one. When did you last write a letter? When did you last write a letter? But like these days, we all use these emails, right? So maybe I would like slightly change the question into like write a letter. How about write a snail mail? Snail mail. 여러분 snail mail 들어보셨어요? Like nowadays, like yes, this like against this like email, we still like sometimes we write this like a snail mail. What is that? 그냥 쓰는 거 종이에다가. That is called snail mail. Why is it snail mail? Of course, snail is like a 달팽이, right? And it is so slow. So it's so different from this email, but still very good. Yeah, I think it's worthwhile actually. So again, question. When did you last write a snail mail? Good job, good job. 자, please answer me then. 저는 I'm sorry, but like 저는 한 1년 된 것 같아요. I wrote a snail mail last year. I wrote a snail mail last year. Very good. Okay, you can like change this sentence, according to you. 여러분들에 맞춰서 이거 이렇게 바꿀 수 있어요. Of course, this is just my answer. But still, I hope that you are answering me back, telling your story. 제가 이렇게 연습하지만 여러분 이 시간에도 여러분들 말 계속 이렇게 대답해 주시기를 I really, really hope. Okay. Actually, that's pretty much about it for today. But you still have some things to say, right? And then you have to really keep working hard, using those materials, very useful materials. So please keep up the good work.